Good morning, gentlemen. Welcome back. I am Reviving the Real News. I hope you all had a good weekend. Enjoyed yourself, your sons. Just overall had a good time. I'm a little fired up right now. My whole day had just got shattered and destroyed. I don't know how I feel about that right now. I really don't know how I feel about that. I'm a little perturbed because I already had to miss so much of work because I had meetings today that got canned on me because of pneumonia staphylococcus bullcrap that I don't believe in, don't condone, and I know it's all made up nonsensical BS. So I'm a little upset about this, but I have to roll with the punches because I don't control the situation, I don't control the individuals, and I don't control the policies at their offices. And I do not really care to do whatever over the camera with anybody that I don't know personally. So it is what it is. But I'm just upset about it. My whole day is destroyed now. But hey, it is what it is. I'm trying not to let that affect my day or my mood to the best that I can. It is Halloween, gentlemen. And I'm going to attempt to talk about something a little different. I just hope it doesn't turn people the wrong way or get people or off-put anybody. But these are real things. And that's what the thumbnail is kind of alluding or hinting to. The deception, manipulation, and the all-out frauds of the quote-unquote women. And I mean quote-unquote women. Not everything is as it appears and as it seems, gentlemen. And it's been this way for a very, very long time. And it really hasn't become any kind of a hot-button issue or in the forefront until lately. But especially when the internet and social media took off. But before I get into any of these things, once again, you cybernetic warriors, you go on and think you're doing something, go on and think you're making a difference, and go on and think you're going to silence and shut men up. You got another thing coming. You got another thing coming. You think you have the right or the entitlement to tell a grown man to shut the fuck up? You think you have the entitlement and the power to tell men to stand down, stop speaking their voices, standing up for each other and their rights and their children? There's a special place in hell for you sorry bitches. Absolutely is. And this is all fueled and encouraged and kept alive by you cowardice, spineless, testicularless men. You're weak. You're like worker drone ants who are succumbed to this chemical addiction to these succubels and Jezebels, and it's disgusting. You sit here and you make your cybernetic attacks and your pathetic word salad slandering. For what, though? To fill that filthy, empty void in your narcissistic, egotistical minds? You're lashing out and reacting this way because you're not getting what you want. So here come the shame tactics, the guilt, and everything else. Put a fucking muzzle on and shut the fuck up. You're so popular, and why the heck are you sitting around attacking men? You're so important and you're such professionals. Why are you acting like little 11-year-old girls who are about to hit their menstrual cycle for the first time? It's okay, though. Some of you are gluttons for punishment and you enjoy this. You're the most nastiest, vilest, racist, filthy things alive. You cause more destruction, more disease, more death. You castrate more children. And you cause more psychotic episodes than anything in our recorded existence. You vile pieces of vomit. Who in the actual fuck are you to go around proclaiming professional anything, mental this and mental that? You're projecting your mental state on other people or your lack of mental wherewithal on other people. You're projecting your loneliness, your emptiness, and your absolute patheticness on other people. Keep on digging that grave you in, because I'm all prepared to throw the dirt on it. I'm all prepared to throw the dirt and bury this right where it belongs. You're lucky this gentleman has the composure he does. And I think we're all aware of why that composure exists. Because without that reason for the composure, yeah, we all know what would be going on. We will not be silenced. We will not stop standing up for our rights, standing up for our brothers, standing up for our sons, standing up for our future and our voices. We will not be told to shut the fuck up. We will not be told we're mental. We will not be told we have issues with our mothers when we don't. You pseudo-scientific mental health experts, you vile racist pieces of succubi Jezebel filth. Keep on stirring the drink, because it's going to get so stiff, you won't be able to stir a damn thing. Because men like myself will never be silenced. We will not go into the night in the fetal position. We will rise and stand against this atrocity. We will bury you in the middle of the night, in the darkness, in the shadows. Our voices will rise in the sunset, and we will go on and conquer this filth. We will not be silenced. We will rise and overcome all of this degeneracy, this debauchery, and this slandering attack on men. As sure as the sun rises and sets, our voices will rise and go over and over across this realm until every man has the strength and confidence to stand and rise. You shall not conquer us. You shall not silence us, and we will never cower. Never cower. Mark my words. Men rise, stand against this. Do not be afraid to speak. Do not be afraid to have bass in your voice. These demonic entities, succubis and Jezebels, they have no power over us. I challenge you all now to rise. Enough is enough. We have brothers that need us. The time is now, gentlemen. The time is now. I will never be silenced, and I will never be ashamed to stand up for my people, ever. Ever. This is my friend on so many different levels. The time is now, gentlemen. Now, being it's Halloween, gentlemen, so many things are real and they do exist. Demons, spirits, entities, succubus, and Jezebels are very real. And oh, do they exist. That's what my thumbnail's there. Everything you see and that appeals to you, the temptations, the desires, the urges, the simping, the lusting, the worshiping. So many generations of men have been lost. And gentlemen, we all have been duped and deceived. And it is hard to admit it, men. But it takes courage to admit it when you have been duped and deceived. And what you thought was what for so many years or decades is not really the real thing, gentlemen. Transformers exist and they always have existed. They've been right in front of our faces and under our noses, and we just didn't know this, gentlemen, because of lies, manipulation, and conspiracies. The time is now, gentlemen, to become aware of the deception, of the transformers, and of the gullibility that men have become under because of our biology and our desires and our programming. The time is now to open our eyes and awaken, gentlemen, on this Halloween. These things are very real. All you have to do, gentlemen, in the American culture is go look at musicians, entertainers, and people who get their fucking picture taken. And gentlemen, I was born in the 80s. It took me a long time to accept this reality for what it really is. So many women and young women that I, whatever you want to say, as a kid growing up and as a young man, were not what I thought they were. Why, gentlemen, do you think so many famous American women that are in entertainment or music and such, all of a sudden have so many different ex-husbands? They have no children, or if they do, they adopt. Why do you think that is, gentlemen? These so-called drop-dead beautiful women that billions of men wanted. You want examples, gentlemen? Cameron Diaz, Jennifer Aniston. Those are just two right there. How many millions or billions of men wanted them? Brad Pitt had Jennifer Aniston. Why did Brad Pitt leave the most desired woman on the earth at that time period, gentlemen? Why would he do that? It's not what tabloids and everything else have you to believe, fellas. There was no lusting for another person or infidelity. The package that delivered was not the package that was ordered. That's why these things happen in our culture. These monsters and these demons are real. They exist. You know, the reason I am doing this is because I saw something that is gearing the deception of in the near future with artificial intelligence, deep fakes, green screens, and others. So much of what we think we see is not what it really is. So much of what men lust after isn't the right stuff. It's because you're ignorant and don't know better. And I'm here to revive some real news. These monsters and demons are everywhere. This goes right to our sons and our grandsons. How in the fuck are you supposed to tell them and talk to them about intercourse and dating when we as men are behind the 8 ball because of the lies, conniving, manipulation, and deception. Hey, gentlemen, this has been going on for a while. I implore each and every one of you to do your own research on this and open your eyes so you can educate the future, our sons and our grandsons. This is real. So many disgusting women in these places that men idolize. They're so fake. They're not women. Guys, go look what a moon bump is. And go look for the last 2 or 3 decades of how many famous quote-unquote women, and I do mean quote-unquote because they're not women, have employed these warfare tactics against the populace and in men. They can't get pregnant, so they fake pregnancies. They never have swollen bodies, swollen arms, hands, ankles, feet. They always look the way they look for the whole 10 months. Hey, gentlemen, I implore you to open your eyes and really pay attention. These things are not what they appear to be. And it's sad. And it's sad. It took me a long time to realize and admit, and then to see this for what it really is, to navigate it. This is real, gentlemen. This is very, very real. That's why pornography and prostitution, you must rebuke and reject it. Because men, we can't even be confident what we're seeing is actually what we think it is. We can't. You can't, gentlemen. You can't. You can't. You can't. And I know this is going to definitely upset a lot of people and have a lot of people in a tissy fit, but it's the truth, gentlemen. The truth is not supposed to feel good. It's supposed to be all loving and warm and comforting. It's supposed to hit you hard, make you angry, and make you want to understand. This is real, gentlemen. This is psychological and spiritual warfare on a level that has not been seen. We must take a stand against these things so we can properly guide, navigate, and educate our sons and grandsons. I tremble all the time at my sons being deceived or lusting at something that it's not. Men, we must put a stop to this. Any way, shape, or form, we must. We must not be silenced. We must not be told of inclusivity. We must not be told of equality. Right is right, wrong is wrong, gentlemen. Rise up against these transformers and these deceptions. Use your intuition and your God-given abilities, gifts, and blessings. You have an intuition for a reason. So you can understand and avoid these kinds of demonic atrocities. I am disgusted at all of these succubis and Jezebels and these transformers. Gentlemen, this deception is so deep and it's been planned for so long. It took decades for the foundation to start to weather, for cracks to appear. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, gentlemen. All you have to do is go look back at my culture and my culture's entertainment and start looking at what they were sprinkling in and what ingredients they were mixing in our school, our entertainment, and our photographs. Yes, gentlemen. Yes. They've been doing this for hundreds of years. And this all started back then. When people had actual shows or dinner theater. Women did not partake in these things. Women were women. They were taking care of the children and the food and the homestead. They weren't running their mouth, getting their picture took, being whores, being idolized. So men were the entertainers. And to portray the character of a woman, they come up with wigs and paint, which translates into fake-up. You see, gentlemen, this has been going on for a very long time. They have ways and means of changing the Adam's apple, the vocal cords in your throat. Gentlemen, go look at who just bought Miss Universe from Donald Trump. A fucking man dressed as a woman. Rebuke this filth. You see, gentlemen, the deception is real. And now it's getting to the point where our uneducated and unguided sons and grandsons can't tell the difference because there's no strong men showing them and speaking up against these things. This is very real, gentlemen. Very real. It's all predictive programming. I see it for what it is, and I have for a very long time. That's why I use the thumbnail I use, because that's a great way of getting people to see there's truth sprinkled in the lies and the fairy tales. That whole thumbnail is showing you that they are demons and monsters in reality without telling you that in reality, because they want you to think it's all movies and fairy tales. Oh no, gentlemen, that's real. It's very real. Not only does it mess with their appearance, but it gets in their soul and in their conscience and tells them to steal your children, your money, cheat on you, destroy the gene pool, destroy our bloodlines and our heritage. Oh yes, gentlemen, that's exactly what this is. So many are uneducated and so many don't care because they want to chase tail and they don't like reality and truth. They like fantasies. They like virtual reality. They like people circle jerking them off, making them feel good. Knowledge is power, gentlemen. Knowledge is very powerful. Reviving the real news is very powerful. It allows you to understand things the way they are for what they really, truly are. So you can make informative, logical, intelligent decisions. People don't want to do this because they're going to get canceled and not included and yada, yada, yada. I don't care about any and all of those things at all. You can never silence me and cancel me. Only one way that's happening. I implore you again on this Halloween, gentlemen. No matter how hard it is or how much it's going to suck, do a little gut check and actually ask yourself, hey, is this guy really running his mouth and telling the truth? Is some of this really real? Yes, it is, gentlemen. Yes, it is. For gentlemen who are in their 40s and 50s, sit back and ask yourself, well, why the hell did Jennifer Aniston get dumped 1 billion times when every man wanted to pump and dump and be married to her? Why did this woman blah, 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 blah? Why is this individual blah, 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 blah? Another thing, gentlemen, too, go look at some of these older ones now. And when you see their real pictures now, how can you not see it for what it really, truly is? The deception of the Baphomet system. the deception. And gentlemen, this really boiled down and started. Oh, yes, it did. It started with the juice man, O.J. Simpson, and the family that was involved in his case hearing. Most gentlemen are not aware of what family was involved in that. Well, I'm going to revive some real news, fellas. Filthy, demonic, disgusting, Baphomet-worshipping, Jezebel succubi, Kardashian skanks. We all know what happened after that trial. They were chosen by the system to deceive and usher in this era of BBC lusting and worshiping. You see, gentlemen, this is all by design and all intentional. All intentional. You need to understand this. They chose that family for not just for them nasty, disgusting women, but because of the other individual. And I will not acknowledge or speak that individual's name because I fucking reject it and rebuke it, and I know what it is. That was all a ritual and a sacrifice. You so-called Olympic American male, I hope you rot in hell. You will rot in hell for what you've done. Same with that disgusting family. I told you before, gentlemen, in a video I did, I was a very, very young dude in my 20s. And the first time I ever heard or knew about it, it took 10 seconds of me hearing these women's mouth, and I instantly blocked that channel from all my TVs in 2006. Before I ever knew who they really were, sex tapes and everything else, my faith and my intuition told me. Lo and behold, did I know I was dead on the money. I had no clue I was dead on the money. I really don't mean to scare people away by doing this, and I don't mean to. I'm not an expert, and I'm not anybody that's important, guys. I'm just, I use my God-given ability, tools, talents, and blessings. I have a very highly functioning brain. I'm very good at understanding and thinking and solving, especially when I'm left to myself. I can really decipher through a lot of nonsense, and I can see it for what it is. And it takes time. It takes patience. You have to persevere. That's the beauty of being by myself in stoicism and not having anybody LARPing and harping at me. Guys, this isn't about us per se, but we have to have the knowledge and the wherewithal so we can weaponize this and empower our sons and grandsons. We absolutely must, gentlemen. And America, you make me sick because you're putting this stuff in the rest of the world. This is why the rest of the world hates you. This is exactly why the rest of the world is against you. They're not against me. They're not against my brothers. They're not against my sons. They're not against my family or my beliefs or values or faith. They're against this system and what America has done and spread. And it kills me. It kills me personally. America was so great, man. America didn't get into the first wars for the reasons the propaganda tells you, gentlemen. We got in the wars to save our families. We were all fucking immigrants from over there. That's why we signed up and went into the wars. That's why my grandparents fought in all of them. We were all immigrants. We were saving our families from tyranny, oppression, and murder. It wasn't about America. It was about saving our families and our friends and our heritages and our bloodlines. We cared about everybody because that's who we are and that's where we came from. This is crap and I hate it what it is today. All we do is kill, sodomize, castrate, and poison I hate what we've become. I hate it. I hate it. It breaks my fucking heart every hour I'm alive. I want my country back. I want my patriotism back. And I want men to have their place back. My country was once a beacon of hope, of faith, of value. It was once a reason for men to have a purpose, to better themselves, and to get away from atrocities and genocide. Now we spread poison and cancer like it's fucking candy, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. All we do is ruin everything anymore, and I hate it. I hate what we spread to the world. I hate what we do. I hate what we've done to all cultures and entertainment and all cultures with our poison and our stupid women. I hate it. Men, I understand why all of you hate my country. I understand. You don't need to tell me why. I'm on your side. I'm against all of this. I don't want to be in this. I'm not for this and from this. But I will not be silenced. I will not be beat. I will not be muzzled. I will not be shamed. I will stand. I will rise and I will fight. I will fight until I cannot fight or until the Lord tells me you've done enough. You know, at first, I was a little hesitant about being really myself when I do this because I don't have a filter, man. I've been alone for so long, I've never had to develop certain bullshit social skills and filters and sensors. I really was really torn about this because I didn't want people to be put off or offended, but look, gentlemen, I really appreciate the things you said to me, and I appreciate the support from the bottom of my being and my soul. I can't express enough to you. It makes a difference because it gives me the wherewithal and just more desire to stay passionate in everything it does. It makes a difference, gentlemen, when you allow another man to understand that, hey, it's okay. It's okay. We're not upset by the fire or the anger. That makes a difference because so many are weak. So many are wimps. And they have these sensors and these weird things that they can't handle. They don't know what energy and fire and passion is. So I appreciate you, man. I appreciate all of you and the things that you've said. I appreciate it. I know that I'm not for everybody, and I can't be. I can't be because I can only be myself. And I get mad that I cuss as much as I do sometimes. I do get mad sometimes, not all the time. But again, I'm a man. I'm not a wimp. I don't have children living with me anymore. I do not fornicate with succubus and Jezebel, so I do not have to bite my tongue. And I'm not here to coddle. I'm not here to coddle. I can't coddle. I thank you. Every fiber of my being, man, I thank you. Again, gentlemen, on this Halloween, I really hope you, in some way, shape, or form, can try to understand what I'm saying and that these things exist and they're real. That this conniving, deception, and manipulation has been going on for a very long time. And guys that are my age or a little older, I'm serious. You guys really, look, it effed me up bad. When I realized what was what and what's not what I thought it was a gut punch that shook me. I was ashamed of my teenage years. I was ashamed of some of the stuff that I was looking at as a kid in my parents' home. I'm sitting here like, man, I used to watch this every Friday in my mom and dad's living room. My mom would be sitting on the couch. And I'm sitting here now like, damn, I was ashamed. I'm ashamed to be doing that because now it's not what I thought it was. But it takes courage to admit when you're wrong. It takes courage to admit these things, and I'm not afraid to because it makes me stronger, and it allows me to survive and navigate. The more we understand and see things the way they are for what they really are, the more empowered and the more strong we become. Not all of this is deceptions and manipulation and lies. As men, we must understand the ones that aren't. They're still a part of the system in their own way. Because they're here to steal your children, castrate your children, and suck the soul right out of you, men. Make no mistake about this. Good and evil exist, men. And they absolutely believe in you. They absolutely believe in you. It takes strength and testicular fortitude to fight it head on and to not partake. That's why discipline and knowing how to conduct yourself are crucial. Don't be carried away with the drink and the Mary Jane and the other things. Because if you don't have discipline and control, those things are the gateway and the opening of the door for the bad stuff to come in. The bad temptations, the bad choices, and all those other things. I'm just fortunate that I became so aware and understanding of these things before I turned 40. I really am. I'm grateful and I'm blessed, and I don't take it for granted, guys. I'm humbled every day I'm alive that I have the ability to understand this and navigate it so I don't get effed up, so I don't get duped, and I don't look at the wrong thing, and I don't, yes, men, yes. It's empowering to know you have the ability to know something that's not real, and then you don't look at it or partake in it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to not be wasting my time looking at images and other stuff and these other whatever men do, because I don't want to be caught up in looking at something that's not what it really is. I don't want to click on a video web service for services, man, under the guise of beautiful females, voluptuous women, blah, blah, blah. And all the while, the Transformers, blah, blah, in disguise. I appreciate each and every single one of you. I can't express it. I can't, because I'm not good at those things. It really is humbling to see people listen and say things. It's humbling. I never expected this in the short time that I've done this. But, gentlemen, in the weirdest, most insane way possible, this correlates to me personally. Because when I found out the real meaning of my real birth name, maybe this is what I was meant to do. Two people that I know listen to this, I've told my full name to. And I told the meaning behind my full name. It's pretty trippy. It's pretty trippy. It means a lot, guys. It does. I appreciate it. Because like I said, sometimes I wonder if... But again, like I said, I can't be somebody I'm not. I can't. I just can't. And maybe I was made this way and God intended it this way because at this time in our existence in this realm, we have a lack of these things and nobody does it. And maybe that's why I'm here. And maybe that's why I have the whatever I have, because nobody wants to do it. Everyone's afraid and chasing tail, popularity, material things, and all this other nonsense because they're chasing tail. I'm not going to be afraid to speak. I'm not going to be afraid to stand with men, my brothers, my friends. I'm not going to be afraid to raise my voice. I'm not going to be afraid to use words people don't like. And I will never be afraid to call out this nonsensical bullshit attack on men in every front possible, mentally, spiritually, physically, and everything in between. As men, we must become more vocal and more supportive of each other. We must share knowledge of all creeds, cultures, and colors. We must also rise against the men who are enabling this financially and everything in between. They are the enemy. We must weed the snakes out of the grass. We are the lawnmower. We will cut down the grass to expose the snakes and the moles who are slithering and withering, trying to discredit and silence our voices. A man with 2 or 3 strong, loyal, righteous, and faithful followers or brothers is more dangerous and powerful than a cuckold beta with 3.4 thousand simps clicking and donating. I shall rise and smite you. I will crush you myself for your pathetic following in your minuscule voice will not hold a candle to my flame in the night. You are weak with your superficial following and your empty voice. Pathetic thumbnails. Your lack of guidance for your sons. And you giving to your overlord women behind the scenes like I don't see it for what it really is. Oh. All I could ever ask is, gentlemen, if there ever was a serious conflict, that you brothers would not be ashamed to stand next to me, because I would not be ashamed to stand next to you. If you stand for nothing, gentlemen, you're going to fall for anything. This has been Reviving Real News. You take care of yourselves.